Hello and welcome to the German Football Fan Club. We are doing a Champions League qualifier watch along. No German football today. Got my other pet team in action away at the far eastern edge of UEFA territory, all the way in Kazakhstan. Thus the early kickoff. 500 Celtic fans made the trip all the way out to Kazakhstan. 0-0 from the first leg. Winner goes through to the Champions League stage, and the loser will drop down into the Europa League league stage. So both teams will have Europe after this. It's just a matter of who will be going where. Kairat has already drawn away from home twice in the qualifying rounds and come home and won both games, getting them to this point. So form in their favor on that one. Brendan Rodgers called on his players to make the trip worth it for the 500 Celtic fans that made the journey out to Kazakhstan. Getting ready with the team photos. We will be, after this, we'll be covering the German Cup match between Eintracht Braunschweig and Stuttgart. That was one of the two that played after all the rest of them. All the rest of them played, just Braunschweig and Stuttgart today, Wiesbaden and Bayern tomorrow, because those Stuttgart and Bayern played in the German Super Cup. The other teams were doing their first round DFB Pokal games. The last two to round that out. Looks like a full house in Kairat, more or less. Good crowd turnout. Cool looking stadium. Where our Rangers try and overcome a 3-1 deficit against away in Belgium against Club Brugge. That will definitely be probably a more formidable challenge than Celtic faced tonight, but seems about a 50-50. Kairat really played well in the first leg. Celtic not the best from my recollection, but you can't really tell until the game gets started. Celtic a bit of a change of shape. We're 4-2 today. Be interesting to see how they play, and we're underway in Kairat, Kazakhstan. Early throw into Kairat. Up and running. Oh, solid effort by the Kairat player there to keep it in. Ball in the corner looked like he was okay getting up. Throwing the Celtic on the near side here. Whoa, what a last-ditch tackle there from Carter Vickers. Got a greeting message up there for anyone who might happen to find me. 2 minutes gone already here in Kairat. And got it away there. Energetic start from both of them. Kairat coming through here on the attack already. Kind of a little bit there. Race for the ball, and Kairat will keep it in. Oh, not keep it in. Put it out. Throw into Celtic. Did a good job to win the race, but then couldn't pull it. Nice to see Tierney back with Celtic. Not sure how he feels about it, having been at Arsenal and Sociedad, but coming from Celtic before those moves, it's been a player I've liked. It's good to see him back in Scotland. Celtic. Hopefully his injury problems are behind him. That seems to have been a big part of what kind of stalled his career. Free kick to Kairat there. Yeah, that's fair. Ida and Forrest up front. Two. Kairat down that far side again. Get back. Put away by Tierney again. Pirates seem to have the better of it so far in the first 5 minutes. Good turn. Not a great pass though. Good step inside. Ooh, just past the post. Corner kick. Or goal kick. A lot of composure from the Kairat players in tight spaces. Celtic trouble closing them down. Kairat working through the lines really well. Free kick to Celtic. Yes, Celtic do. Not a super strong press, but you work diligently to get out. That was really, well, it was really good passing until the last touch. All cut out. Celtic just can't get things under control at the moment. They're at possession again now. Give it another go here. The other side, on the far side. Really good defensive structure from Kairat here. Celtic with nowhere to go. No foul. Now foul. Rio probably stepped on his heel. Look like it's gonna be a card. Yeah. I might be a little bit lucky to get away with out a yellow card there, but clearly not intentional. There won't be any further punishment for Hatate. Good free kick position here for Kairat. High line from Celtic. All of them back. Easy take for Schmeichel. Nothing going for Celtic again, trying to get away down that right-hand side, and Kairat all over him. Trying to figure out where the Celtic away block is. Probably down one of the ends, I'd imagine. Forrest can't get through. But as far as Celtic have progressed up the pitch so far, we're throwing on the side. Throwing. Yards. Good throw over the top from Tierney. Looking for Maida. Just a little too far. Good thought though by Tierney. Almost got him in behind. There. Throwing to Kairat. Pace of the game starting to slow down a little bit. All the way back to the keeper, and he's forced to put it into touch, and Celtic will have a chance to press up the field here. Ernie with a throw in on the near side. Both teams really struggling to find any space, get away from the defenders. 8 games so far. Space there, cross in, or hit it. And Forrest slipped. Throw to Kairat, but down deep in their own corner there, so we'll see if Celtic press up on them. Really like these kinds of European qualifiers when you get a big classic historic club making a trip to a lesser known team, especially when you have such high stakes. Teams going to the Champions League, one good teams going to the Europa League. It would be quite the coup for Kairat to be in the Champions League. Slovan Bratislava did it last season. That would be good to see another team make it all the way through the qualifiers. But I want to see Celtic in the group stage. Although sometimes with the qualifier sort of level teams, I wonder if it's not better to be in the Europa League and play at a a more maybe a closer level of competition. Guess we will see though. I'm sure Kairat would definitely appreciate a trip to the Champions League stages. Throwing on this near side. Celtic around midfield. Getting a little choppy now. Team able to really maintain possession or progression for very long. Well, should be fouls and throw-ins. Just like all in. Oh, like we saw in free kick to Kairat. Just like we saw in the weekend in a lot of the Germany games. Common theme of attacking down the left wing and seeing that with Celtic, working that side with Kearney. About as much luck as we saw in the Saturday games or in the Sunday games. Not a lot of goals there, and not a lot of clear-cut scoring opportunities, and haven't seen much of that here so far in the first 14 minutes. Celtic. Ball over the top. Just a little too far for Ida. But what they want by playing it around the back three, build up. Oh, I imagine they're wanting to bring Kairat out, use the advantage of Tyson Midas pacing behind. Kairat get the ball and go forward again. Back. Blowing it down again. Kairat not really biting on the press. Yeah, here it comes. Force the ball forward, and it's a really well executed press by Kairat there. Celtic will get the ball back. Interesting mid-block structure from Kairat here. Really limiting ball into McGregor, limiting the ability to pass through the lines. Playing with a pretty high line, keeping the spaces compact. Really only giving Celtic any room down the wings there, but of course, not a whole lot of room, and they take it back again. Good touch on. Some Scottish defending. Good clearance into the crowd. And in doubt, booted out. My Scottish friends taught me when I played with them in Munich. When in doubt, just some Scottish defending. All the way back to the goalkeeper. Kairat's turn to try and draw Celtic up. One goalkeeper to the other. Oh, they're thrown to Celtic on the far side. Well, one there. Good ball inside. Comes Kairat. Blocked off, but Kairat creates some space, keeps the ball moving, got the man over on the side. Excellent ball, chance for a cross. Blocked away. Get back on it. Good low cross in, cut out. Kairat will get there again. Sliding in. Celtic, oh, almost got away. Now Kairat's back in again. Carter Vickers heads it away. A little bit of action there. Kairat's definitely a lot more progressive with the ball when they get it. Eager to attack and transition and take advantage of the space. Celtic trying to hold on to the ball more, a little more methodical in their chance production, but Kairat producing more with their method so far. Celtic try and work down this left-hand side again. No space, though. Kairat doing well to press them against the sideline. Fantastic turn by Maida. Makes up some yards. Good tackle, though, and excellent tackle off the defender. Throw into Kairat. Coming up here a little in the last few minutes, but still really tightly defended game. Wrestling match down there. Ref gives the free kick to Kairat. Seemed like a bit of 6 of one, half dozen of the other there. But definitely. Not sure how you can pick one out of those, but Kairat get the benefit of the doubt. Back. 2 yards. Kearney with a good run forward. Oh, dang. Just wildly miss-hit that one. Not really going Yang's way so far down the left-hand side. I've been trying to go that way, starting through Tierney, but Yang not really. Nothing really working for him so far. 20 minutes gone here in Kazakhstan. Offside against Almont there. Kairat. Sounds like might be the Celtic fans you're hearing there. Sounds sort of familiar tune, but don't want to take any credit away from the Kairat fans if they're the ones making the noise. Celtic happy to slow the pace of the game down. Almost getting into trouble there. Advanced the ball well and then indecisive and finding one of the forward runners. Left. Out of bounds again. Just can't even keep the ball in play. Certainly not a particularly impressive performance Celtic so far. Celtic making some progress down that left again. Let's see if they can get something to the box this time. Chache cuts it out. Celtic keep the ball up. Great ball in. Maida. If he had just whipped it across, he had some at the back post. Cut out again. The better work there. Good ball forward. Jorginho. Look at that ball. Perfect ball through the middle. Michael makes the save. Offside. That was a perfect ball through the middle. Just offside. Oh, quite clearly offside. But to split the defense like that, that was an excellent pass. Excellent save there by Schmeichel. Dash plays. Good ball by Tierney. Yang will get there. Do something from the near side. Tate to the back post. Whoa, there we go. First chance of the game and a good save by the keeper, pushing it over the bar. Well worked. Better tempo there from Celtic to open up some space. Good ball over the top. Good job by Tate with a quick ball in and Forrest right at the keeper, but this perfect first time cross here from Hatate. Forrest just needed to did get it on target. Goal kick to Kairat. There's the Celtic section there. Top of the screen. Well defended. Kairat forward quickly again. Blocked. Tierney's clearance. Tate's clearance partially blocked too, and Kairat will have some space there on the right side. Your side. Celtic trying to close them down, but don't get it all the way out to the far side there. Ball in. Get it up, not cleared away. Second chance, cleared away by Vickers. And Forrest will get it all the way forward. Kairat back in on that down that far side again though. Celtic not able to get a hold of things here. Kairat holding the ball well here. They're back moving up there. Or perhaps I guess the defensive midfielder there abandoned his run, but it's a good thought. Excellent work to find him in a ton of space on the far side. Ball in, blocked by Vickers. Pirates still have the ball on that side. Tipped into the middle, headed away. Tierney. Good intervention by Tierney on the back post. He's been busy in this game. What intervention? Good body position. To Kairat from the near side here. Good ball in, dropped in the 6-yard box. Ball back in and wide. Dangerous corner there. Dropped it right in the middle of the 6-yard box. First trying to find a way through. Hold the ball. Celtic controlling the game so far, but neither side producing a ton of opportunities. Kairat probably with the more direct attacking opportunities, but one good save from each keeper so far. Michaels was left side. Tate up for goal kick. Got there. Good quick throw in again. Down the field. Kairat end up with possession. Looking up pitch right away. A lot of people would admire the style of Kairat here. Pretty much every time they get the ball, they're always trying to look away for way forward. And if they pass it back briefly, it's usually so that they have an angle of passing it forward. Very aggressive in the transition. A lot aggressive in the counterattack. And they've slowed down too when they've held possession for a little bit. They've also looked quite good. Throw into Kairat on the far side there. 30 minutes gone, still 0-0. 120 minutes within the tie without a goal so far. All right. 30 yards gained down the side there. Celtic territory now. Sort of slowing down a bit again. Tierney does a good job to I got the lights out. Tierney gave away the free kick there. The tug on the shirt, but again, let us sort of 6-1 half does the other. Refs going back and forth on those. Free kick like around this spot on the other side earlier. Go right into Schmeichel. Let's see how this one. A little wider this time. Down into the middle, cleared away. Alright, I'll get the ball back though. All the way back to their keeper. Right there. Celtic will get possession back. Down that right side. On there. We'll go back to Almaty. Kairat. Both teams just kind of launching it. That time launched it right out of bounds. Send it into long balls back and forth. Either side even really maintaining that much possession anymore. Or just come to Michael. Chance to build from the back again. It reminds me of the Mainz Köln game Sunday morning. Look at me, the Celtic center backs having the most touches, I would imagine. A great turn on the side by Yang. Tierney underlap, cut back, cut out, and back in again. Head it down and clear it away. Good defending, but Celtic have the initiative now. Free kick to Celtic in a dangerous territory area. Tried to play the advantage, but no advantage to be had. Oh, that one would hurt. Bang knees, Ralston his head on the ground. Good opportunity here for Celtic. Ralston scrapes himself off the ground. Like the Celtic jerseys this year. Oh, here comes the cross in. Beat the first man. Well, beats the wall, but doesn't beat the defender on the end of the line. Celtic still forward. Flat ball in, not much they could do there, but left-hand side, see. Cross in, they got them pinned against the sideline there while in Kairat dispossess them of the ball. Celtic win it back. Kairat win it back. Now we'll see some action in transition. But oh, Kairat keep it in. Free kick. Good job protecting the ball there. Good chance for Kairat here. Kick. Not very good, but break out wide if you can keep it in. Not quite. Excellent to at least win them a throw down in the corner there, but that was a poor ball there on the free kick. Give them anything to work with, but Chance for Tapalov to. Looks like he's gonna take a short here. Out again. Throw in. Excellent little fake there. Alright, went it back in the corner. Goal kick. Probably should have been a corner. Like it came off Rio's foot, but alright, have the ball back already from the Celtic goal kick. Work down the side there. Celtic get the ball back. Right back to Schmeichel. Right to Carter Vickers. Kairat pushing up now. Free kick to Celtic. Yeah. Ah, I see I have a secondary viewer at the moment. Welcome if you're checking me out. Covering the Celtic is one of my favorite teams. Don't usually get to cover them in Scotland. Get a little extra practice in, just starting out channel. Have any questions or want to say hi? Welcome to chat. Just want to hang out, that's cool too. Tense game so far, not a lot of opportunities. Both teams basically created more or less one opportunity each. Throw into Celtic on the near side, still not really forward. Good press there. Difficult for either of us to take a play on the ball. Oh, free kick to Kairat in a good position here. A little central, but closer than last time. Little kick on the shins. Definitely a free kick, but a little loose with his challenge there. See if he can deliver a better ball. All the big guys going up. Kick. See. Headed back into the middle. Bounces. Celtic get it away just about, and Maida will clear it all the way out to center field. Alright, we'll get possession back though. Fired forward down that left side again, and that'll just run out for a goal kick. Throw in. Kairat showing that willingness to move the ball up the pitch quickly. Showing pretty good capacity both on the ground and with those long balls over the top, but Celtic have defended pretty well. I haven't actually, that I can recall. I haven't seen Kairat play. That's a good question. I have heard of them at the periphery of these European competitions before. It's a good performance by all accounts. They've done well coming through the qualifying. Got draws in the first and second round of qualifying, and won both of those ties back in Kazakhstan. So it would probably be a good, perhaps a good indication for them that they might have a good chance here against Celtic. As much as I like Celtic, I think it would probably be fair that So far, Kairat probably a little bit more deserving. Celtic have dominated possession, but Kairat have shown a little bit more intention to actually go and get the goals. I mean, Celtic away, it's fair that they don't necessarily want to overexpose themselves, especially with the way that Kairat attacks so aggressively, uh, moving the ball forward and transitioning quickly. There's a huge diagonal. What a takedown, but well defended. Yang couldn't get around his defender really well. Good positioning by the defender to keep him away. Easy take for the keeper. Thanks for the question from the chat there. If Kairat win this, we'll all be seeing a bit more of them. It'll be interesting to see, should Kairat get through. We'll get 8 games in the Champions League. I'm not sure if they have been in the Champions League before. I don't think that they have. Certainly not for a while, but be interesting to see what kind of what kind of trips they'll be getting to make it out to mostly Western Europe. It'll also be interesting to see. Good test of the fans to see whose supporters would make the trip out to Kazakhstan for those away days. If they were to be drawn against a club like Real Madrid, how many Madridistas would make the 5+ hour journey from Madrid to Almaty to take this in? A good litmus test of who's got the most diehard fans. Celtic setting a pretty decent standard here. 500 Celtic fans in the away block. Didn't necessarily all come from Glasgow, but I imagine most of them probably did. Wouldn't be surprised if there are some Celtic fans already in Almaty. Probably not a whole ton, but one of those clubs that you can imagine that they probably have supporters pretty much all over the world at any given time. What I heard, it was about 50 to 60 Kairat fans make the trip to Glasgow last week. A pretty impressive turnout. It's there. No, I don't admittedly know much about Kairat, but I imagine it's probably quite the journey, and they're not quite as big a club, I would imagine, as Celtic. So good on those 50 or 60 supporters that made the trip across Europe to Glasgow last week, and good on the 500 Celtic fans that have made the trip out to Kazakhstan today. We've reached the 45. Celtic good pressing, and Yang, looked like he was going to have a bit of space down the right-hand side. McGregor in the middle, chance to shoot. Well blocked. Maida in the box. That's going to be a free kick. A little too aggressive from Maida there. Probably be a VAR check there on the shot by McGregor, although didn't at first glance look like yeah, that's definitely a foul. Good block by Hatate, but he'd already given away the foul. Goal kick should just about do it, and we will be at halftime. 135 minutes played in this tie, and it's still 0-0. And that's it. That's halftime here in Almaty, Kazakhstan. 0-0 on the night. 0-0 in the tie still. Who's had the better half? I would have to say that Almaty, Kairat Almaty has had the better half so far. Celtic have controlled a lot of the game, more possession, a lot more passing, but not really making much of it. The stats would probably favor Celtic, but that's why you gotta pass the eye test. It was definitely Kairat that showed more intention in the first half. They were very direct whenever they would get the ball. They were very forward with it, and it wasn't too. It was to their credit, it wasn't just route one long balls over the top trying to run in behind. They actually did do really good passing moves, and even when they would be cut off by the Celtic defense and had to be forced to turn back, it was usually one touch back to someone deeper who had an angle to hit a pass forward. Very comfortable running at the Celtic defense, good passing triangles, good overlaps. Didn't really end up producing that many more opportunities than Celtic did, but the attacking intention was definitely much clearer from Kairat. I think it is probably fair that Celtic would maybe want to be a little bit more conservative because especially with the way that Kairat do play, because if they themselves play a little bit more open, Kairat have shown the ability and the intention to take advantage in transition, so keeping it tight probably does serve Celtic so far. But at the same time, you would kind of hope that the technically bigger club, Celtic, would want to, especially under Brendan Rodgers, who's generally pretty well known for like more attacking style play, would maybe want to press their the advantage that you would think that they would have. Imagine Celtic is a much more resource club than Kairat, but definitely think that on the whole, Kairat had the better half, played the better football, created better opportunities, and we'll see what Brendan Rodgers was putting in that famous little notebook of his. See if Celtic have any tweaks. I would agree with the commentator who said that Celtic need to progress the ball more quickly. It felt like oftentimes when they had opportunities to move the ball into space, when a player would pick up the ball in a good position, he'd always turn back instead of turning into space, to the point where it almost seemed like it was kind of confusing with some of the Kairat defenders sometimes who would like looked hot on the turn and desperate that they would be beaten in behind, and the Celtic player just turned back and pass it back. You know, especially Yang on that side with Tierney. So I feel like there's definitely the opportunity for Celtic to be a little more progressive with the ball. They don't even really have to risk a whole ton. I feel like they just have to have more intention to go forward with the ball. They don't have to really commit more players. The players they have to commit more. it basically, I mean, if Celtic were to play a little bit more like Kairat, I feel like they could open up a lot more opportunities for themselves without really creating too much risk, because Kairat are attacking so aggressively in transition anyway that Celtic don't really need to commit more players forward. They can keep their shape. They just need to have the players, especially in the wide spaces, be a little bit more aggressive and dynamic. And if they could work off each other a little bit more, especially players like Tierney were making good underlapping runs into the box, but there's just that lack of aggressiveness from Celtic generally. Just very and again, I can understand they don't want to get caught out, especially too, because if they do concede first, it becomes quite the mountain to climb in a tie that has reached 3 halves done and no goals so far. I think to give away the first goal to Kairat would be a huge mountain to climb, and it seems like they're more comfortable keeping things tight and waiting for their opportunity. Did get that excellent chance for Forrest about midway through the half, a header in the center of the box. That was a little bit more what we would be looking for from Celtic. They had Hatate had caught the cutback, a first time cross into the middle. Forrest got up well, but and had good position on the defender. Unfortunately, headed it more or less directly at the keeper, who pushed over well. So that was exactly, pressing a little bit higher up the pitch and a little bit quicker passing, stretching the defense a little bit, which created the space for Tate to get that first time cross in uncontested, which gave Forrest the opportunity to get a run on the defender, get good positioning, get the header in. But we'll see if they play a little more aggressively in the second half or not. It might give us some indication whether Brendan Rodgers is wanting them to play such a very slow and controlled and non-aggressive style. Because if they come out playing a little bit more aggressively, we can see. I mean, I guess we still won't know because it's quite possible that they also might have wanted to reach halftime without conceding, so that they could go hard in the last 45 minutes of the tie. But it'll be interesting to see if they come out with a little bit more intensity. It'll also be interesting to see if Kairat change it up much. It doesn't really seem like they need to. The Celtic didn't produce a whole lot against Kairat's well-marshaled defending. And they seem the more likely to get the goal. The same applies for them, that if they do get the first goal, it could be real trouble for Celtic. Kairat are already defending well, and it would definitely then force Celtic to become a little bit more aggressive, creating more gaps for Kairat on the transition. So I guess we will just have the second half brings, but it actually turned into a pretty decent match. There was definitely periods, especially near the beginning. Kairat came out really strong at the start, but definitely some longer periods of lull in the game there where neither team really able to make much progress. Celtic not really trying to make much progress seemingly, and Kairat a little too enthusiastic, turning the ball over quickly and just falling into a little bit of a midfield battle. Neither team really able to progress much beyond the middle third. But we definitely had some periods there where things opened up a little bit. A few chances, Celtic creating a little bit when they got the tempo up. Kairat creating some good opportunities in transition when Celtic, mainly when Celtic got sloppy. But be interesting to see how things go. Back should be about 5 minutes away from the start of the second half now. Reminder that we have a second game too as well after this match. Starting able to cover Celtic today because also got that later match from the German Cup. Figured we'd just get some extra practice in here, starting early with Celtic's away trip in Europe. Afternoon, well, I guess this evening, we will have Eintracht Braunschweig hosting Stuttgart in the second to last match of the German Cup first round, DFB Pokal. Stuttgart and Bayern, of course, playing in the German Super Cup on 2 weekends ago, a week and a half ago, when the rest of the teams played their first round German Cup games. Bayern, of course, playing tomorrow. We'll have that one as well. Watchalong at 8:30 Central European Time, 30 Central Standard Time in North America. Best of luck to Wiesbaden. We have definitely seen some Bayern blackout games in early rounds of the Cup in the last decade or so, but they're looking extremely dangerous and ruthlessly efficient so far this season. Particularly that connection between Luis Diaz and Harry Kane. That looks like Kane might have his new son. Those two connecting right away. I think it was Diaz and Kane had the goals in the Super Cup. Diaz with a goal in the first game of the season against Stuttgart. Bayern blowing Leipzig. Bayern blowing Leipzig away on opening day of the Bundesliga 6-0 this past Friday. Harry Kane had a natural hat trick in the second half. Lise had a pair. Lise, from what I've been seeing in the German football media, at least the English language German football media, Kane and Elise seem to be the front runners for everyone's candidate for player of the year this season. Everyone's expected picks. There's a lot of Harry Kane is the obvious choice because he's going to score a boatload of goals, but pretty much everyone said it could be Kane, but we'll all give it to Michael Elise. Had a great season last season, looked excellent in preseason and so far in the early matches this season for Bayern. And Luis Diaz is just absolutely flying since his move from Liverpool. Already starting to make it look like price tag's going to be worth it. As I think 70 million euros. I'm not entirely sure on that number, but somewhere in that range. But he's already flying. Great performances every time he's played from what I've seen so far. So, moral of the story, good luck to Van Wiesbaden tomorrow. We love a good giant slaying in the early rounds of the German Cup, but they are definitely going to have their work cut out for them. I imagine they might not face the likes of Kane and Diaz and Elise necessarily for the at least not for most of the game. They might be given like some customary to give some time to some of the younger players, but that said, I imagine Kane and Elise and Diaz and all of them will be making the trip. So even if they don't make the start, I'm sure they will be there to take advantage of tired legs in the last 20 or 30 minutes if Bayern need it. That said, there were very few blowouts in the first round of the Pokal so far, and some of those were a bit unexpected or took quite a long time to develop. Union Berlin won 5-0 against Gütersloh, but not sure that anyone actually expected that to happen. I saw some people even saying that Gütersloh could be one of the favorites to upset a Bundesliga team in that first round. Hamburg struggled. Leverkusen didn't struggle per se, but they did have a hard time breaking down Sonnenhof Groß Asbach. Game was interrupted by a crazy freak hailstorm. And after the storm, Leverkusen stabilized and won comfortably in the end. But the big clubs have definitely not had it all their way in the German Cup so far. Perhaps more advantageous for Stuttgart and Bayern, particularly Bayern, to have played a few games now in the meantime instead of being pulled off the start of the season. Karen Tierney fan in the crowd there, asking for a jersey. Give me your t-shirt, please. Well, can't fault him for trying. Just coming back now to Kairat. Kairat Almaty just coming back out onto the pitch here. Reed's coming back out on the pitch. Celtic players out already waiting for them. We're just a moment away from starting up the second half here. $45 left in the tie. But if things continue on as we've seen so far, I would imagine that definitely not beyond the realms of possibility that we might have 75 minutes left. If this ends 0-0 after 90 minutes, or 1-1, or any other tied score, we'll get 2 15-minute halves, and then if needed beyond that, but penalty shootout, so could be a long night in Kazakhstan. Last checks. Ref checks his watch. No substitutes at halftime. So obviously, Brendan Rodgers happy to let his players that started the first half will start the second half. We're underway. No goals so far after 35 minutes in this tie. Celtic down this near side to start. Ralston basically didn't get forward in the first half. Playing more as almost like part of a back three in the build-up. Getting forward immediately. Maybe a sign that Celtic are going to push forward a bit more. Kairat come forward. Lots of yellow jerseys arriving. Cut out well by McGregor. Kairat definitely showing that they're ready to transition quickly and commitment to the attack. Ball in, headed out. And all the way out. Throw into Kairat on the far side there. Both sides showing eagerness early. Maybe they'll have a little bit more, a little more energy in the second half. Kind of like the, well, I was gonna say it's like the Gladbach Hamburg game from the weekend because the first half of that game was quite tightly contested in the midfield, let's say. But the second half was a lot more entertaining. But that one did still end 0-0, so maybe that's not the game that we want to reference here. Cologne Mainz was similar. That one did end with a both a red card and a goal. Full stoppage time winner there for Cologne at the weekend. So far in the early weeks of the season, especially in the cup competitions of varying sorts, lots of late goals. So I would not be surprised if we see a continuation of that trend this evening. See if Celtic are able to move the ball. Nice touches there. If he can get it back out wide, created some space, but good defending by Kairat. Good chip forward into space. Flex and come easily back to Schmeichel, who almost dropped it. Just about got it. Almost gave away corner there. Rushed it a little bit there. Probably wanted to take that down and let his teammates come forward. Eagerness for the Kairat midfield runners getting forward. Definitely not a shortage of Kairat players in the box when given the opportunity. Rager wins the ball back. Well, no foul. Celtic with a chance. Man over on the left side, but excellent defending by the Kairat defender there. The chance for Celtic to get the ball wide. Kairat will put it out for the injured teammate. One of the better opportunities Celtic have created in this game. Managed to definitely was a foul there. Ref missed it. Came of it. Rodgers with some notes for Negrin. 4 minutes into the second half. Celtic gives the ball back. Kairat moving vertically quickly. Ooh, he could have got it past Scales. Oh, there's a late challenge on Carter Vickers. Both players go down. To see Celtic free kick. Have to see who got the worst of that. Wonder if Kairat player kicked the bottom of Carter Vickers' foot. Explain him getting the worst of it. Definitely wouldn't want to kick into those steel studs. Back on his feet. Similar rhythm to the game again. Start the second half here, though. Similar to the, thankfully, to the more entertaining sections of the first half. Celtic a little bit more direct here. I'll head it down. Kairat. Good control. Well work down the left-hand side. Got to run through the middle. Good ball. Chested down, but Celtic will recover. Schmeichel with... What's going on here? Is it offside or is Schmeichel... What's going on? Not sure why Schmeichel... Not sure what happened here. Because that did look like a... it looked like a back pass. What is... Looks like we're going to have an indirect free kick. I mean, if... Don't see these very often. It would be, if they placed it where it was, it would be a free kick right on the goal line, but I guess the rule is that it'll be taken to the edge of the 6-yard box here. Haven't seen an indirect free kick in the box like this in ages. The whole the whole Celtic team lined up on the goal line here. It's basically like a the craziest penalty you've ever seen from the 6-yard edge of the 6-yard box. Free kick. Indirect free kick, though, important to remember. It has to be touched by a Kairat player and then touched by another before it can go in the net. It cannot be shot directly into the net. It has to touch at least someone on the way. They'll probably see a little layoff. Got 2 Kairat players blocking Schmeichel. All the Celtic players on the line. Blocked. It's shouts for handball. Ball still in. No handball yet, but there will be a VAR check. Great tackle by the Kairat player. Now we'll get the VAR check. Out for a throw-in on the far side. Certainly a lot more excitement to start the second half here. Haven't seen it. Haven't seen an indirect free kick like that in years. Let's see if there was a handball in here. Laid it off. I don't think so. No arms away from the body. If it does hit him, it's close enough. That's an interesting one. He did put his hands up, but in tight to the body, so... Free kick to Kairat there. That was chaos. That was interesting. Even the decision to not give a penalty, I mean, I would tend to agree with it, even trying to be neutral, because he kept his hands in close to his body. Technically, to get them out of the way, he'd have to be putting them in the so-called unnatural positions, which I think it's fair that if you're trying to not get a handball, you keep your hands in tight. Less dangerous than having them even down by your side if you want to give a penalty away. So I would basically say, where else should he be expected to put his hands? Probably the right decision, but interesting turn of events here in the second half. Still 0-0. Almost 10 minutes gone now, though. That did eat up quite a lot of time. Come all the way back to Schmeichel here in the Celtic box. 55 minutes gone. Commentator making a good point. It's interesting that Schmeichel wasn't booked in that. Yeah, you could almost make an argument that he should have got a red card because if he hadn't touched it, it was in an awkward position for him trying to get his head on it. If he literally did keep it out of the goal, it was going in the goal. It's an interesting choice that he didn't get a red card. Crazy to me, honestly, that he didn't get a yellow. Like he clearly intentionally handled the ball. Which, if he is the keeper, but he's not entitled to handle the ball in that situation. So if it was any other player on the pitch for Celtic, it would have been a red card for sure. Kairat just about getting away with it there. Clearance in his own 6-yard box, right in front of his keeper. But like a free kick to Kairat anyway. Good job also to not to kick his own goalkeeper there. Good defending. Free kick though anyway. Ball there. Celtic can good pressing by Kairat down on that near side. Celtic, of course, just kick it out for a throw in. Kairat could press up here. Right back to their center back, and then right out for a throw into Celtic at center field on the near side here. Celtic 60% possession, but not really doing much with it. I would say Kairat making more of their 40% possession. Definitely a lot more aggressive, a lot more progressive. Good job by Celtic to get past the press. A free kick for Celtic into the field area there. Got by Kairat to break it up. Oh, poor touch by Carter Vickers. Oh, and he's competing for pace. Is he on the outside? Good recovery. Carter Vickers got himself into trouble there, but he got himself back out. Good recovery. Ball just held up a little bit so that Carter Vickers could get position. Good job to block it, but corner opportunity here for Kairat. Near side. Short corner for Kairat. Trying to get down to the touch line. Rio won't go out. Kairat gets the ball back. But good ball through the middle. Both center halves up. headed down. It's gonna fall for trying to get the ball across right into the hands of Schmeichel. Yang got to the ball, but he just couldn't quite get a good touch. Cleared all the way down to Schmeichel. And it looked like he threw it into touch there. Ralston needing some treatment in the box after that corner kick. Oof. Not sure what happened to Ralston there. Just kind of ran into the Kairat player and get back up again. See if he'll be able to continue. Look like any no, and a Kairat player down as well. Look like any subs getting ready for Celtic, so Ralston will probably continue. Multiple Kairat players needing attention down there. And looks like they will be making a change. So, the Boulat will come on. Laser's day is done. Need a treatment there. Laser out, if you will. The first substitution we're seeing in the game, Casaboulat. Enter for Kairat. And be a difference maker for them. 63 minutes gone. It's a thrilling match when the Mexican wave is making the rounds in the stadium. And it's making their own entertainment while the injured players are attended to. Celtic held the ball in on the far side there. Progress through the middle. Rio gets his head up. Good work by Celtic on the far side. Ball into the middle. Forrest tries to turn. Taken off him. Kairat looking to get the ball forward right away again. Definitely seeing a continuation of the first half here. Celtic still a little more cagey, more eager to keep possession and work a chance, as opposed to Kairat, who are happy to just move forward right away. Always moving up the pitch. Ball through, but well pressed and taken back by Celtic. Forrest. Good ball to the back post. Just missed to the back post there. Good opportunity for Celtic, winning the ball up the pitch there and getting a good opportunity right away. That would be another throw for Kairat on the far side there, but 20 yards further up the pitch. 65 minutes gone here in Kazakhstan. Very tight tie across both legs so far. Kairat probably done just a little bit more, but neither side have done enough to score a goal in either game. Quick free kick taken by McGregor. Quickly given away to Kairat. Good one-touch passing here. Down the side by Carter Vickers will get there and play it out for a corner kick. Bad pass back to Schmeichel. Got a man short here again, but one I bet will go into the box, or at least we can beat the first man. Not a lot of good deliveries from either team from set pieces. Can't beat the first man. Back left-hand side here. Too far ahead. Well defended by Rio. Not a great corner there again. Especially in a game like this where there's not a lot of opportunities being created. Definitely think you'd want to make the absolute most of your set pieces. And to be fair, Celtic haven't had a lot of set pieces in this game. They haven't done much with what they've had. Are more set pieces, a little bit more productive, but neither team doing much with what they've had. Changes coming for Celtic as we approach the 70-minute mark. Lots of space on the left here. All right, slow it down a little bit. Play it back, looking for an angle. See. Most passes back, though, usually a progressive pass. Turned the corner, but couldn't get the ball forward. Good switch out to the right-hand side. 3 players over for Kairat there. Ball into the cross. Ball across scales, headed out. Forrest on this near side. Let's see if Celtic can get away. McGregor, bad giveaway in the middle. Was one right back. Celtic a little bit sloppy there, building out from the back. Kairat very selective with their pressing, but 6 men forward, logging up that midfield. Like really quite high line. The back to Schmeichel. Carter Vickers on this side. Alright, I'll give him a bit of space now. Ball forward, but Kairat all over it. Turn it over in Celtic's side of the pitch. Trying to work it through one touch. Kairat looking a little bit more tired in the second half. This little one-touch passing move's not quite coming off as cleanly as they were in the first half. Ida and Engels going on now. Forrest will come off for Engels. Forrest and Yang, so we'll see probably unless we see a change of shape. I imagine Engels will go out to the left-hand side, and Ida will probably go through the middle for where Forrest was. over the top, headed out by Carter Vickers, headed down. But Kairat pressing well, win the second ball. Gardenia shot blocked. Green wins the free kick. Celtic will have it just outside their box. Nothing really in that, but Green wins the free kick well, I guess you could say. Second half, Tierney is the one making up the backside of that build-up back three. Is Ralston staying in, but you can see him free on the right-hand side there. Lots of space to put the ball in. Well blocked. Corner for Celtic. Let's see if they can do something more with their set pieces here. And found Ralston well. Wanted to get the ball in early. Right to the defender. Not a lot of danger on that one. Lots of defenders behind him as well. Goes with the ball in. Won't beat the first man. More terrible set piece taking. Both being quite poor set piece deliveries, which is especially a shame in a game like this where you feel like that could very well be the difference. Is one well-delivered set piece. Both sides have some big center backs that could get up for these, but have a 10-foot tall center back in the box if you don't beat the first man. Doesn't matter at all. Kairat driving forward. Ingles wins the ball. No foul. Probably fair. Ingles the ball. Out wide to Ralston on the near side here. No one making a progressive run for him. There's making the run down the left there. Good defender that gets its head to it. Back by Celtic. Ball bouncing on angles there, but did a good job to control it. Ball into Nygren. Angles again, working a little bit of possession on the near side here. For to Tierney, who just taking it thigh height, has to just stab it forward, and Kairat will get possession in their box. Keeper picks it up. Celtic maybe able to start making their possession press a little, or possession edge pay a little bit here. Kairat's starting to tire. It seems like a little bit less aggressive now, and also, oh, Maiden over the top. Got a little bit of space. Wait, I should say. Wins the corner. See if we can get a good set piece delivery for once in this game. Let's see another Celtic change here, it looks like. We get some shaky cam footage of the travel in Glasgow contingent. It for Kieran Tierney tonight, 74 minutes. Murray will come on. Angles will take the corner here. The first one wasn't very good. Let's see if he can beat the first man this time. All players out there. Good ball in, into the danger zone, knocked down, but get away. Ralston. Left to Tate short. Throw into Kairat. Tate actually probably did good there to not let his man get away. Only out for a throw. Much better delivery from that Much better delivery from that corner. Better than anyone we've seen since midway through the first half. Kairat had a good one and that dropped pretty much in the center of the 6-yard box, but I haven't really seen much until now that was any good other than that. But that was a good delivery by Angles into the center of the 6-yard box. Was well defended. 75 minutes gone and still 0-0. Celtic will build from the back again. Working that far side again. All in, headed out, looking for Negrin. Angles with a chance. Ball can't quite get out to Ralston on this far side. But McGregor wins the back. Kairat starting to have a hard time getting out now. Celtic starting to win the ball back quickly. Kairat having a hard time getting out of their own end anymore. Celtic pushing Kairat back, but still not really finding any lanes, any angles. There's a good little layoff from Ida. Long shot. Rugby shot over the bar. Was originally a corner at look, but ref overrules. I was thinking the goal kick instead. See? I think that was probably the right call there. Goal kick to Kairat. Kairat struggling to get through that midfield now as the second half winds on. In space on the near side. Bro. I'm just starting to turn Celtic's way now. Still not creating a lot, but making their control of the game pay. Kairat having a hard time getting a hold in the game now. Still defending well, but can't really get out. That said, Celtic can't really get in. That seems to be kind of fresh out of ideas. We'll work on that left-hand side. Alright, take it off them without a Celtic creating a real chance, but they can't hold it up again. And Celtic will get it back in possession at center field and to work their way forward again. Gales out onto that left side. It's a good one touch, but well defended. Free kick to Kairat. Going for a little dive there. Some contact, but went down pretty easily, I would say. Their substitution for Kairat. Fresh legs. Kairat definitely need a little bit more. Need something to freshen them up a little bit. Not really able to get much of a hold in the game anymore. Defending really well still. Not really allowing anything for Celtic, but not really producing much going forward anymore either. Wide. I'm here for Kairat to have a little bit of possession. Good one, too. But just out for the throw there. See if Kairat can press them well down here. Well, looping ball into the center, but Celtic just playing it out, and I'll come back to Schmeichel, who gives it away. Terrible ball out. Maida, looked like a shove in the back, but referee says no. Maida loses the ball back and all the way through. Just a loose ball through, and it'll be a corner to, or a goal kick to Celtic, I should say. Have seen a little bit of, well, looked like the contact might have been in the back there, but referee says no. Neither side able to progress much at the moment. Celtic definitely having a little bit more control in the game, although that was a loose ball out. Throwing to Kairat. If Kairat can produce a push here in the last 10 minutes. If lost touch of the game, although Baghdad coming on his fresh legs already do feel like they're making a difference for them. He's got the ball there. On at bat. Ball cut out by Angles. Right to Ida. Let's see if Celtic can get away this time. Rio out on the far side there. Good touch around his man, but defended it out for a throw in at center field on the far side again. It's getting kind of clogged up in the midfield again. Neither team posing much threat to the other side's 18-yard box. Free kick to Celtic. Ball stays in the midfield. Making making some noise. You can see not everyone's exactly bouncing to this game, but someone in the crowd's got some drums, which stop as soon as I point them out. Got some booing from the crowd. I'm not sure if it's Celtic fans booing their own team for going backwards, or honestly probably is. A little antsy with neither team really willing to risk much, it would seem, in the late stages here. I just head forward. If it'll hold up. No, not enough backspin. Game kind of sputtering out as we approach the final 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Neither side giving much away, but not a lot of chances being created. Not a lot of possession even, just a lot of Celtics still trying to hold possession, but not being able to break through Kairat's defense. Good turn by Baghdad into the middle. He's got a man over on the right. See if he can create the space for a corner. Good defending by Maida. Goal kick. Excellent defending by Dyson Maida there. I think Marinsky got one of the old look at me when I talk from the referee there. Yeah, it was a little unnecessarily aggressive from Marinsky, I would say. Schmeichel forced to go long. Good pressing from Kairat. They got a touch on it, but Kairat come back again. Kairat's starting to come back into the game now. Ball cut out by Carter Vickers. Kairat on the ball in the near touchline. Chance to get a cross in. Drop dangerously. Kairat will get it back. Got blocked by McGregor. Ran it down well. Get the ball. And Dizemaitis through one-on-one with the goalkeeper. And he misses just over the bar. That was the chance. Kairat pressing up. One ball by McGregor. Won it back well. Ball right through the middle. Maida with the pace. Got in front of the defender. Defender does just enough to put him off, it looks like. Look at that pace. Trying to get onto his left pace. Trying to get on his left foot. Just missed. Just missed. Didn't even hit it too badly. Didn't get under it too much. Just a little bit too much power. Keeper almost slipped there, or did slip. Had the angle too. The keeper was not in the path of that ball. Just needed to keep it down about 2 feet, and that probably would have been the goal to send Celtic into the Champions League stage, but just a little too much on it. And we stay 0-0 with 3 minutes left in the 90. Second leg here in Kairat, Kazakhstan. We kick to Kairat. Best chance of the game. Whoa! All the way to the back post for that free kick. Got his head on it. Schmeichel pushes it away at the near post. Definitely onside. Got away from the defenders. Schmeichel, you'd have to say you'd definitely be at fault if he doesn't make the save, but awkward enough that he's forced to put it out for a corner. Haven't seen much in the way of good deliveries so far, but you can see he's definitely gonna put this one in. Not a short corner this time. Really bad cross. Might have just about making it happen himself. Got past 2 defenders, but the last man back gets it away. Another terrible corner. Really terrible corner. Definitely not a game of strong execution from either team. When the chances have come, it's really not... no moments of brilliance so far. Not even from the keepers. Not really forced to do anything particularly exceptional. Kairat on the far side there. Celtic will push it up the field. Rio hits it forward. Kairat cut it off at the center field again. Excellent switch into acres of space on this side. Ball coming in. Jorginho took it early. Baghdad was right behind him. Looks like a lack of communication there. Baghdad in a much better position. Some faint booing. Be really curious to know if it's Celtic fans behind that goal. Can't imagine they've been particularly impressed by Celtic's performance here. Long way to go to see your team not produce much. Good on 500 Celtic supporters in attendance tonight in Kazakhstan. Good on to the 50 or 60 Kairat supporters that made it to Glasgow last week. Long ball over the top. Ralston nice and safe to Schmeichel this time, not putting him into a awkward position like McGregor did. Engels just root one over the top. There's Negrin. Well defended, well handled. Celtic high up the pitch now though. McGregor. Kick it in. Back debt. Excellent back pressure. Tackling it out into the all the way into the crowd, I would imagine. Ralston to Negrin. Back to Ralston on the near side touchline here. Free kick to Kairat. Brendan Rodgers not agreeing. It's definitely been, on the whole, I'd say it definitely been Celtic have taken more control of the game here in the second half, but Kairat have come back strong into it in the last just about 10 minutes or so. Since Baghdad came on, they've had a lot more impetus of being able to really keep Celtic hemmed in, even with Celtic still having a lot of the possession. They haven't been able to push Kairat back so much since Baghdad came on. Celtic had Kairat back in their own end for like about, felt like probably a good 10-15 minutes there. Just couldn't get out. Couldn't the progressive passes forward just always back to Celtic defenders, and Kairat are pushing Celtic back even with Celtic still maintaining a lot of the possession. Like that. Can't blame him for trying, but missed by a little margin there. Yeah. Well high and wide. That will probably just about take us through to the, well, maybe not. We got about 70 seconds left in stoppage time. Like we're gonna get through 180 minutes without any goals here. Like this game is going to stretch into Wednesday local time unless we've got something to show in the next 30 seconds. One last attack from Celtic. Not all the way back to Schmeichel. Probably pretty confident that the boos are in fact coming from the Celtic fans. Can't imagine the Kairat fans booing Celtic playing it back to their keeper. Boys from Glasgow probably not particularly pleased to see the lack of that'll do it. That's 90 minutes gone. We're gonna have extra time in Kazakhstan tonight. Coming up to 40 minutes past 11 local time in Kairat. So this game will spill into Wednesday local time. Late night here in Kairat, or in Almaty. Nil-nil after 180 minutes, home and away in this tie. Probably not entirely unfair. I would say this is an accurate scoreline, having watched both legs. And neither team really producing enough to in either game to have probably warranted a goal from my recollection from the first leg. Definitely didn't really see much to recommend a goal to either team in this leg either. On the whole, I would say that Celtic probably got a little bit more into the match in the second half. They really pushed Kairat back and held them in their own end for probably about 10-15 minutes, but good subs by the Kairat manager brought Kairat back into the game late on. Celtic still maintained a lot of possession, but not really able to do anything with it. I'll get the timer set up for time. Break here for the players. And with the sign, getting his moment in the sun. On the whole, this is probably a fair result so far. A lot of scoring opportunities in this tie, either leg. Neither side clearly decisive. Celtic definitely maintaining more control in the game, but Kairat showing more intention. Neither team creating a lot of clear-cut opportunities, probably about even on that count, but Kairat showing more impetus to actually go and get the goal, go and press forward and attack. A little bit loose. You could tell that it started to loosen up as they got tired. Loose balls forward, losing possession a lot faster. But probably, I would say Kairat probably ending the game, ending the 90 minutes stronger. So it'll be interesting to see whose legs hold out. See if there's any mental errors. We head late into the night here in Kazakhstan. Coin toss. I guess we I'm a bit behind here. Got caught up in this game. I guess we were already underway. Underway. Not quite underway in Braunschweig, but good time to jump over. Excellent atmosphere. See the traveling Stuttgart end there. Pokal Sieger, Pokal champions. Cup holders with their first game back in the German Cup. They're winning against Arminia Bielefeld last season in the final. Not quite a full house in Braunschweig tonight, it looks like, but excellent atmosphere. Got the flags, tifos. Take the scoreboard down. I'd love to see that home terrace. See the Stuttgart away end there. Scarves up. Photos for the clubs. Like quite an impressive tifo from the home Braunschweig fans there away to the right. And see if we can get any more shots after the coin toss. The controversy here to start the extra time in Almaty. Scales maybe getting away with one there. But the Kievan went in the book. I'll give the ball back. Oh. Be strong side from Stuttgart. There we go. Now we got a brief shot of the. Look at that. Excellent from the Braunschweig fans. Got the epic tifo banner. Flares in there. Love the atmosphere here at these German games, especially early round German Cup games. Big game for Braunschweig. Fight to Bundesliga team. Welcoming. Oh, I got the fireworks too. The Braunschweig Ultras putting on quite a celebration for their club here. Hard to see through the smoke, but it looks like the tifo says Super Club Braunschweig. Stuttgart fans in good voice too. Got the scarves up. Definitely proper German Cup atmosphere here in Braunschweig tonight. About to get underway in Braunschweig. And we're underway. Corner to Kairat. Headed on goal, but easy take for Schmeichel. Running here. Chance for Celtic. Rio, well blocked. Might have been the best chance so far. The underway for 1 minute gone in Braunschweig. We'll just already looking like perhaps more potential. Definitely much more lively. Just trying to see what the banner on the far side said there. Just see out the Kairat game as that's where we start. Keep an eye on the Braunschweig Stuttgart Cup game on my other screen until we're done here in Kazakhstan. Rager, room to run. Well placed, but not enough power to bother goalkeeper all that much. 5 minutes gone here in extra time so far. Bagdat was good back pressure, but done there to win a throw in for Celtic on the far side. Be a tough weekend for both of the Glasgow teams. Oh, we have a chance here early. Oh, in the Celtic game. Just missed. Good chance at the back post. Undab couldn't quite get there. Celtic tonight going at least 120 minutes. We'll, as Kairat come forward, a little bit of space. Has a man out on the right. less men forward than first half, but ball cut out. Maida out to Scales, back to Maida. Celtic get away. To hold the ball. That's for Kairat. Good ball into the middle. Man to his left. Good shot, just wide. Did good to find some space for himself to shoot, but just pulled wide. It would be a tough weekend for the Glasgow side. Celtic tonight going at least 120 minutes. Tomorrow night, Rangers on the road away in Brugge in Belgium, having to overcome a 3-1 first leg lead in their qualifier. So imagine it'll be two very tired teams meeting in the Old Firm on Saturday morning. Even kickoff in Glasgow. First Old Firm derby of the season. Ball by Murray into Ida. Whoa! Good opportunity by Negren. Dipping into the near corner, or into the far corner there, but untouched in the shot. Oh, keeper at full stretch. Curling away from him. Save. Yeah. Some questions for the goalkeeper if he didn't keep that one out, but it was a good effort. One of the better ones we've seen so far in this game. In this tie, even. All just a little too far for Maida. Good idea, but far too heavy. It's left channel here on your side. No one in a particular rush, I imagine. Yeah. Celtic gets to block, not exactly bouncing. Can't imagine they're overly enthused with the performance, having made the trip across all the way across Europe to Kazakhstan tonight, but still in with a chance. 0-0. Almost 10 minutes gone in the half a stoppage time. For Ralston has over. Oh. And Almaty will get it away. Kairat was a Newell under pressure there. Good job by Braunschweig to win a corner in that game. So man, first man, not much he could do with that at waist height. Free kick to Stuttgart. Yeah, 100th minute in Almaty. Still 0-0 between Kairat and Celtic. Like getting back into the rhythm of rolling possession. Kairat pushed back again. Like Atate's down. Back to his feet. Celtic moving the ball around, but not really progressing at all. Baghdad will press. Celtic just moving it back and forth across their back four. Good incisive pass into Atate. And Atate will go in the book. Didn't really see what happened there, but what happened. Let's see. Yeah. Check the ball and Tate just catch him on the ankle. We have a goal in Braunschweig, and it's the home team. Eintracht Braunschweig lead 1-0 inside the first 10 minutes at home. Looks like the Honus not looking happy on the Stuttgart bench, looking a little thunderstruck there. Good job pressing up to win the ball back. Heading in on his left middle. What a strike. What a goal. Wow. Newell maybe should have done better. We've been. Yeah, that's got to be at least partially on Newell. Excellent strike. Seen some beautiful goals in German football in the first couple of weeks. Especially in the first, especially on the Saturday, the first Bundesliga Saturday, there was lots of goals, lots of beautiful goals too. Really well hit shots, and that is another one. But Newell probably should have kept that out. Looked like he got both hands to it, but just overpowered him. And Braunschweig with a shock lead early on. Good for them. Maybe an early shout for upset tonight. Stuttgart perhaps still reeling a bit from the loss at the weekend to Union Berlin, 2-1 on a pair of goals from Elias Ansa. They won't want to be going into their home opener next weekend having lost back-to-back games this week. Or come forward. Two minutes to go in the first half of extra time here. Well defended by Celtic. Pretty much everyone out there looking pretty much dead on their feet. Not a lot of intensity left in the game. No one wanting to make a mistake now. Celtic happy to still control. See if they can create some space. Ingles down that far side. Early ball. Slipped as he hit it. And it's well out of play. Goal kick to Kairat. Stuttgart come forward in their game. Jurek down the left. That's inside. Well cut out by the defender. Final minute of the first half of extra time. Forward in the left channel there, down the left wing, far side, but easily cut out by Vickers. Celtic get possession again. Team looking particularly eager. And we have an equalizer in Braunschweig. It looks like Demirovic. 1-1, just like that. 4 minutes later. Harness will be a little bit happier, but lead not lasting. Those fans definitely a lot happier. A party in the Stuttgart end. All in. Perfect header off the near post there. Good position. No chance for the goalkeeper. Off Demirovic, off the defender, and in at the near post. Far post, I should say. Match that will be an own goal. Credited. We reach halftime and extra time in Almaty. 0-0 after 195 minutes. The get it. translation on that. One last pep talk from the coaches. 15 minutes to get one of these teams through to the Champions League. Can't imagine that Celtic really want this to go to penalties. Kairat would maybe take that. I don't know. Sure, both teams prefer to. Sure, both teams would prefer to have this done before penalties, but we tick to the last few minutes before midnight in Almaty. Hatate and Ralston coming off, so it's two more changes. McCowan and Donovan coming on for Celtic for the last 15 minutes. Underway again, a minute gone in Almaty. Celtic come forward, back heel, took away from each other. Trying to figure out the banner in Braunschweig on the far side there. Football lives through heart and emotions. Well, I certainly agree with that sentiment. Trying to get the other side. It's being down in the Stuttgart end. Ooh. Powering header. Got, oh, might have got a... So close for Celtic there. Saved on the line. That close for Celtic. Played in. Corner to Celtic. The goal again. Might have swerved a bit awkwardly for Newell there. No chance for the goalkeeper at the other end on that goal. Corner here to Celtic. Angles, good ball in, headed away. Newgren to Angles, will get a ball back into Newgren, back to Angles, back to Newgren, who can't control a loose pass. Kairat will clear it out. Baghdad, awkward touch, but he comes back and retrieves it and boot it the rest of the way. Still trying to get that full translation on that banner. Another corner for Celtic, two players down in the corner there. There. Cowan getting a talking to from the ref. Angles across for the corner again. If we can, another good delivery. Last one pretty good. not too much of a threat, but did beat. I'm not sure if it did beat the first man, but almost beat the first man instead of straight into the first man, like most of the corners in this game. This ball in. Keeper came punching, but missed. Good tackle there. That for a Celtic throw. Now that Braunschweig are having the better possession so far because the ball not coming down this end for me to actually see what the banner says. So I have a translation on that banner on the far side. Good that the Braunschweig players making it visible so that the TV viewing audience at home can take a look. As Fußball lebt durch Herz und Emotionen. Befrei Derbys ohne Einschränkungen. Would translate as I mean a little bit rough, but that translated as football lives through heart and emotions for free derbies without restrictions. I wholeheartedly agree. I would be interested to know if there's been restrictions put on Braunschweig's derby that is going to be ball in by Stuttgart. Headed just wide. Good chance for them. Wonder if there's been any restrictions put on Braunschweig's upcoming derby this season with Hannover, one of the most fearsome rivalries in Germany, from what I understand, and have not been able to catch a match of that of theirs. Have not been able to catch one of those derby matches yet, but I have them both circled on the calendar this year. First one will be the same weekend as the first Clasico in Spain. So big contrast, but all the passion. Good rivalry, good derby weekend that'll be. Real Madrid and Barcelona and Eintracht Braunschweig and Hannover 96. 96. So I'll have to look into that, see if there's been any restrictions put on, because I know that being made aware that Eintracht Braunschweig against Hanover is one of the most intense derbies in Germany, so I wouldn't be surprised if they've put some curbs on the fans and or ultras. It would be a real shame. What really makes the derbies special, so we'll have to keep an eye on that and see if we can get any information about that. So thank you to the fans and the ultras in Braunschweig there for bringing that to our attention through that large banner they've put up on the far side there, once again saying football lives through heart and emotions for free derbies without restrictions. 112 minutes gone in Almaty. Celtic still maintaining control of the game, but not really creating any clear-cut chances. That one save a few moments ago. Good cut back, but well defended. Defender slipped. It comes back. Nugren at the near post. Oh! Big save to keep it all square. Defender slips. Nugren looks for his spot. The keeper gets down to his near post there. Well, let's see. Was on target. Well saved. You would hope the keeper wouldn't be beaten from there, but it was very close range, so well saved. Cross in, corner in. Nugren at the near post again. It's going to be another corner. Deflected off the defender. Brad's gone quiet as Celtic ramping up the pressure in the final moments here. Oops. Yeah. Turn there. 6 minutes to go. Make my timer smaller now. We're in triple digits. Ball in, whipped across. Cleared away. Celtic maintain possession. Finicky this timer. Go. Five minutes left in Almaty. 25, coming up to 25 minutes gone in Braunschweig. 1-1 there, and 0-0 between Celtic and Kairat. Substitution here. Kairat. Tempelov. Hard working game. Today, good job all night. Fresh legs. Last few minutes. Denoyev coming on. We just have some fresh legs for a penalty, doesn't hurt. Carter Vickers to the back of Baghdad's head, but ref says all good. Celtic continue on. Celtic just shifting between the center backs. McGregor telling them to push forward into the space. A couple extra yards. Not a lot of movement from the Celtic players. Just a line of 6 across there. Center backs just playing amongst themselves. No progression here from Celtic. Carter Vickers hits it forward. Newgren won the ball. Celtic now a little bit further forward. Chance out here on the right on the near hand side. Angles. Back to Carter Vickers. Touchline here. Donovan can't find any space to cross. McGregor. They'll free it to the left side there. McGregor. Ball forward. Might over the defense. Keeper and defender collide. But they've just about managed to get it away. We might be seeing a little bit of game managed there from Marinsky. Did get a shoulder to the head from his own goalkeeper. About 100 seconds to go. Ryback coming on. Ryback. Lusmata will come off. Slowest little trot you've ever seen. Probably be at least 1 minute of stoppage time with the substitutions, but into the 120th minute of the second leg. Well blocked, throw into Celtic down in the far corner there. Ball into the middle. Oh, took it away from Newgren. Away from his own teammate. Ryder Vickers on the ball again. McGregor picks it up. Advances the ball, but right to the Kairat defender. Chance, but too far. Carter Vickers a little bit of a awkward clearance. Will give it away. Kairat now with the ball. Corner. Nope. Goal kick. 120 minutes gone. See if we get any stoppage time or if we're headed straight to penalties. 1 minute. Celtic coming forward. Right hand side. Donovan on the touchline. Newgren couldn't work it around the corner. Back up for a Celtic throw. Kairat ball boy's not feeling particularly generous to the Celtic player there, just leaving the ball behind. Ball forward, misses Ida. That should just about do it. Mention that this goal kick is taken. That will be the final whistle, and we'll have nothing left but penalties. Stuttgart with a chance. Ball in the air. There's the final whistle. And it'll be penalties in Almaty. It'll be Kairat's first time to the Champions League stage, group stage. If they win this penalty shootout. On the whole, probably a fair result. 2 full matches in the books, plus extra time. No goals to show for it at all between the two teams, but very, very tightly contested. Celtic probably, pretty fair to say, Celtic dominated statistically in this game. More possession, more control in the game. In the tie as well, but Almaty a little bit more courageous. Really giving it a go. Celtic probably dominated more of the tie, but Almaty probably made more of what they had. So I think going all the way to penalties, 0-0 is probably a fair result. Probably a fair result after 2 legs and extra time. And Rebekov was good in goal for Kairat. Schmeichel, of course, veteran, been through this all before a few times, I'm sure. Last talk from the coaches, last huddle. While we wait for that, I'll just see if I can switched over, get us ready to switch over to Braunschweig Stuttgart as soon as this game is done. Roger's getting a bit of a talking to from the referee before penalties here. Get the coin toss here. See who will be shooting where. Looks like it'll be down by the Celtic end. Celtic will shoot first. Down in front of the Celtic fans there to the left hand side. Still keeping an eye on here, just switching my overlay so we can make a smooth transition to the Celtic game as soon as we're done here. Or sorry, to the Stuttgart Cup game, Stuttgart Braunschweig Cup game. Before. Oh god. All good to switch over as soon as done here in Almaty tonight. All these upcoming. Quick chat for the keepers. Usual stuff. Stay on the line. Really, every kick will be checked. I've given Schmeichel a bit of a stare down as he walked away. Start coming forward again. Cut back. There's a chance. Good save right at the goalkeeper. Well, focus on the penalty shootout before making our switch over to Braunschweig. Adam Ida, first shot for Celtic. Saved. A little bit of a backfire there for Celtic, winning the toss, taking the first penalty. Not a great penalty. As soon as the keeper guessed right, he was going to get that nod away in the corner. Good start for Kairat. Reset. Gouge out of the right beside the penalty spot. 1-0 for Kairat. Slow walk up. And he chipped it off the crossbar. Well, yeah, certainly some courage there, but that is a tough one. Got Schmeichel moving, but doesn't matter where you send the keeper if you hit the crossbar. 0-0 for a shot each. And it's another save by Bekov. Almost in the same spot again. A little bit better from McCown, but still at a good savable height. Veteran Martinovic, the captain. Chance to put Kairat ahead after the first three missed. Here comes the skipper. Well finished. Solid penalty. Advantage Kairat after 2 rounds. To be fair, not that different than the last Celtic penalty, but it sent the keeper the wrong way, being the difference. Angles really needs to score here for Celtic. Arne Angles. Little stutter step and a good finish into the near post. Sending the keeper the wrong way. Well taken. Got the keeper to move. Picked his spot, sent it the other way. Like Arad will take the third one here for Kairat. Excellent game. Braunschweig with a good chance into the side netting there. Third penalty for Kairat. Chance to take the lead back. Slow little walk up. Right down the middle. As you like. Got the keeper moving. Skipper. McGregor will take it. Needs to score here. Excellent. Well taken. Penalty from McGregor. Keeper guessed right. Unstoppable from McGregor. Good height too. Unlike the 2 save penalties, got it high enough that the keeper guessed right. Couldn't get up to it hard enough and high enough. I had to give Kairat back the advantage. A beautiful penalty into the top corner. What a penalty. No chance. High up into the side netting. That's probably the best of the lot. Best penalty tonight. Dazen Maida has to score. Or Celtic will find themselves in the Europa League, and Kairat will be in the Champions League group stage, league stage for the first time ever. Maida. Saved by Aderbekov. A third save for Aderbekov. You can't say Kairat don't deserve it. Congratulations to Kairat Albadi. Draws in the first leg of or looks like we have a final decision. It has confirmed. Great save with the feet from Aderbekov. They fought hard. They put a lot into it. They showed more courage. And as much as I love Celtic, I can't really say that Kairat don't deserve to edge them here. Feel bad for the 500 Celtic fans that made the trip all the way east to Kazakhstan. Not the most thrilling game, not the most thrilling tie, but get there in the end. Kairat Almaty win it on penalties after 0-0 after 2 full games and extra time. 3 saves from Anerbekov, the goalkeeper for Kairat. On the whole, they probably just about deserved it. Congratulations to Kairat on their first trip to the Champions League stage. It'll be fun to see who they get. At least 8 games for Kairat in the Champions League. They're going to have some fun adventures. 4 teams are going to have to make the trip all the way out to Kazakhstan. This crowd, the stadium's going to probably see a few sold out nights. Sold out for the qualifier. Imagine they'll sell out for every league stage match. That is all she wrote. midnight in Almaty, Kazakhstan. And Kairat Almaty defeats Celtic 0-0 after 2 legs and extra time. Almaty win it 3-2 on penalties. They will be making their first trip to the Champions League stage. Celtic will be making their travels on Thursdays this year in the Europa League stage. That's all from Almaty. Let's quickly switch over to Braunschweig now, where it is currently still 1-1 in stoppage time of the first half. A man of the match for Almaty. Celtic. Gotta give it to Anerbekov, making 3 saves in the penalty shootout. We check in here now. Already a jumping atmosphere in Braunschweig as we get the get that feed going. I love that first round DFB Pokal atmosphere. Second division side hosting a Bundesliga side. Braunschweig got the early goal, or got the first goal. Stuttgart answering not long there afterwards. Crowd definitely up for it. Excellent tackle on Furyk there, and winning the throw. Or about 1 minute left now. No, 2 minutes. 2 minutes to go before stoppage time. There we go. There against Stuttgart. We kicked to Braunschweig with about 80 seconds to go before halftime. Fans in good voice. Definitely a more ruckus atmosphere here than we just saw in Almaty a couple hours earlier. Then ball out. Creates a chance, and oh, good save by Dubel at full stretch. Not quite enough on that, but sliced well, but well comfortable there. For a throw on that side again. 30 seconds to go. Braunschweig pushing forward. For another throw on that side. Foul. Foul on Undav. One more chance here for Braunschweig. Free kick right before halftime. See the home curva bouncing on the far side there. Impressive tifo and choreo before the match from the Braunschweig fans there. Also have that poignant banner on the far side. One last chance here for Braunschweig to get the ball in. Good touch on, clear it out, headed down. One more chance. Offside. And that will do it for the first half. And one at the break. Eintracht Braunschweig getting the early goal, but Stuttgart answered right back. And yeah. Well, been on stream for almost 3 hours now, so it's gonna take a quick break for a few minutes. There, back in about 10 minutes to get you ready for the second half in Braunschweig. Where I go. We'll be back.